It occurs to me that I'm going to do a recording in the morning like this, that I ought to do it while it's plugged into the battery charger. And that way I won't have to waste batteries on these very vulnerable GoPro batteries out in the cold, wasted on my face. Yesterday was a highlight of the trip. It, as seen on the videos, that peak was something else. The wind, the snow, the blowing snow, and of course just making it there. It far exceeded the, well, it was nice to make it to the resupply, and but somehow that peak blows that connection with the resupply out of the water. And both of those items are a pretty big deal compared to the rest of the trip. And the trip in its entirety, though, so far takes precedence on those two items. Those are two very little points of success, and that's all. The entire trip in itself was made a royal success, just by, in particular, with that getting over that peak. A lot of snow for November, and at least from my perspective. And this isn't my first rodeo, but I'm a little surprised. And Kramer, he really had some trouble over on the north face coming off that peak. And by the way, that peak is, I'll put something up on the screen, but it's over 9,000 feet, 9,300 feet or something. I just don't know can't remember offhand. All right, that's where we were camped. Behind it is where we came from by way of this rain. Not that you can tell, the snowfall. It's washed out all our tracks back there. I'm carrying Kramer's pack and 3 days of food, or 3.5 days. No, three days of his food. And he's got that front left paw that's bleeding, and this is all downhill, so hey. And yeah, I wasn't going to wear my snowshoes coming down this and beyond. That's all changed now, I suppose. Yeah, pretty clear it's changed. No pack, and he's getting frisky up in front of me. It's a good thing to view. Very concerned for him. Until we started walking down that hill up to this point, he really took that out of me. Whew, what a relief. Well, we've come closing in on 2 miles now, I suppose. Shouldn't be too much farther to the Skinner Meadows Bloody Dick Road. It's warmed up. I'm not sweating or anything like that. This has all been pretty much downhill with a few rises involved. And one of the things I'm noticing is something I see in the snowpack quite often. When it warms up, I don't know what the temperature is. The bugs that are crawling across the snowpack, they tell me what the temperature is, above freezing. Here's one. And so far, I've only seen 2 spiders. Now, I know some of you are going to laugh and make fun of me, But I do what I can to avoid them critters. I know they already have it rough enough. And, they'll freeze up again and come out. And one of these times will come out next spring. But they will come out because if I have anything to do with it, inasmuch that I will do everything I can to avoid running over them. End of story. That's right. I'm no longer with sled, no longer with snowshoes, no longer in the middle of winter wonderland. First vehicle that came along once it got down to the road, stopped and hauled me back here. And in gratitude, I give them a monetary award. Anyway, very grateful for what they did. So, that's not what this is about here. This is just the conclusion of it all. It's only the conclusion of the leg, this leg. That's all. And I've got to go redo my gear and reset up and prepare for heavier loads or heavier winter travel. I have to make a decision on whether Kramer is going to be coming with me. And if he is, I've got to train him to use the booties. We have the booties for him. And he was bleeding this morning as we were coming out of there. And for the first time, he was regularly prancing up ahead of me, as you saw in the video. And just eats my lunch to see him hurting or him having a tough go. But I don't care for that. So yes, I perhaps can train him to use the booties without getting him off, which will protect him. It can make it more dangerous for him because he loses some of the grip that he has, the gripping ability that him and these four-legged animals have. That's not all, though. I don't want to lose Kramer. I do not want to lose him. I don't want to take him up in the mountains and get him killed. And or if I get myself killed, he will probably die. And those are things that I need to consider. They've always been on the table as far as taking him out on a heavy winter trip. This trip showed that deep powder snow is going to cause a whole lot of havoc on him. And he's no spring chicken anymore, so he's, yeah. By the way, he's a rescue dog. That's why he's so old and he's only getting around to this stuff right about now. And we have pets until the end of their lives, and then we go get some more from Humane Society. In this case, we got 2 of them. And that was Kramer and his brother, and Zach. And they get along like brothers, too. Jeez. So, I gotta go redo my gear. I gotta work it out. The heavy winter load, part of it's in this camper right now. My main sled was in this camper the whole time, and both the white gas stoves, the backup and the main guy, they're inside the camper right now. So there's that. But there are other things that are needed that are back at the house, and that I'm headed back home for. And so how quickly will I get back out here? I don't know. That's problematic because I have no idea what this weather is going to do here in the next few days. Am I going to be able to get up and get back there where I stopped? I'm not going to go back over to the where I came out at. I'll go up the road a piece, and I'm thinking I'll probably go in at John Key Creek Canyon. I'll go up it, and but not very far, just long enough to get back on the Continental Divide Trail, and then head north on it from there. It's about 10 miles, 15 miles, somewhere in there from Goldstone Pass, north of Goldstone. I'll check that out and check out the real mileage. There is no going into, at this time, to Darkhorse Canyon area, up in the high regions on that Continental Divide. The trail off the top up there is down into the basin, as I've already mentioned, out of the question. And check, make sure my four-wheel drive is off. There's just no way I'm going to take that on. I'm still alive doing this stuff after all these years, because when those kind of things come along, I go around or I back out and wait for them to get stable. And right now, that is not a stable snowpack, and it's deep and it's avalanche prone. And no thanks. Been there, done that, don't like it. And I'll leave the people who want to take their chances with avalanches to them. Me, if I can get around it, I will. All right, enough said.